Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day. We're going to talk about instant gratification and how to kind of avoid that, because I think instant gratification kills so many dreams. You could look at people's health. People want instant gratification, so they eat certain foods or they do certain things, to themselves and the health, and in long term it'll come back and burn you. Or finances, when it comes to money, people not wanting to save and wait for the gratification 10 years from today. They want to spend it all, right now, and then down the road, they find themselves working a bunch and then having nothing to really show for it. And, that the same thing goes for business. From a business standpoint, typically what's best for your long-term growth is usually not what's good always for your short-term, growth. And that takes levels of discipline. And so I just got to thinking about, how I think people need to adopt this long-term mindset. It's when you're in the moment building something, it could feel like it's going to last forever. And it's really just a season. And, when you're building a business or you're building yourself up, in a situation, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years can feel like an eternity. But when you stop and talk to people that have kids, when you have kids, you'll have a lot of people come up to you and they'll give you advice and they'll say, hey, enjoy it while it lasts, because it goes by so fast. That's something you'll hear a lot from parents about children, that, man, in a moment, your 2-year-old is going to be in high school. But when you think about it, for a 2-year-old to be in high school, that's a 12-year process they're telling you is going to blow by and is going to go by so quick. But I think when you're in the process of pursuing greatness, whether it's athletics or business or whatever it is, it's difficult. You don't get a lot of people telling you those things, that the process is going to blow by quick. It may suck what you're currently doing right now, in the process of what you're currently doing right now, but it's going to blow by. 5 years is going to blow by. And if you could just tend to the things that are going to make you better 60 months from today in the long term, those things are going to pay off, and you're going to be walking in that 60 months from today, and you're going to blink an eye and you're going to be there. And so I think that the same thing goes for people that are in crisis, and obstacles and adversity. I'm listening to a book right now by Kevin Hart, and I was doing it on audio, and he was telling me about, he's telling us about, how much adversity that he's gone through and all the obstacles that he's had to go through in order to get to where he is. And part of the game and part of business is that you're going to have these obstacles, you're going to have adversity, but knowing that it's just short term, it's a season of your life, that it's not going to be forever. Just like there's spring, summer, winter, and fall, winter is not here forever. Although you see me with the coat on, and here we are, rolling in the month of May, and still it's, a little chilly outside, right now, but pretty soon people are going to be complaining that it's hot. The people that are complaining that it's so hot, outside, or it's so hot in the month of July or August, it's so humid. And then I got to remind people, hey, remember that when it's freezing and we're walking in the snow, because it's just a moment. It's a couple of months. And so during your short-term obstacles and adversity, you got to also remind yourself. And part of going through obstacles and adversity is people that can't perform during and through obstacles and adversity sometimes end up stunning their growth, because you're either growing or you're dying. And part of your growth process is going to be that you're going to need to grow through things while you go through things. Instead of just going through them, you got to grow through them. And so many people, I think, when they get punched in the face by adversity, they stop performing. And long-term winning, long-term success is about, can you perform on your worst days? Can you perform when you don't feel as well? Can you perform when things aren't going well in your personal life? Adversity comes to each and every one of us. All shapes, sizes, colors, and different things. The woman that you see that looks like she got it all together, the man that you see that looks like he got it all together, trust and believe you're not the only one that goes through obstacles and adversity. Everybody's going to have their turn. Some people's turn is in the public eye. Some people's turn is not in the public eye. But when it happens to you, I think people start to get in their mind thinking that woe is me, that it's only me. But there's people that you see walking all around you that you would never have any idea are going through such obstacles and adversity. And you got to be able to win, and you got to be able to perform when you're going through personal life stuff, whether it's a divorce or a breakup or a business failure or a setback, or somebody quit on you, or somebody said something bad about you, or whatever it is. You got to be able to perform on those bad days. And I think it's internal. Part of the way, the how-to to that is understanding that it's just a season. Lean on if you have great people in your life. I think sometimes people don't want to burden other people with their issues and their problems. But if you're blessed to have a couple people in your corner, don't be afraid to lean on people when you're going through things, especially people that have been through similar things. Feed your mind positivity. YouTube clips, whatever motivates you and inspires you. For me, I like to go to YouTube clips of people that are that I follow for motivation and inspiration. And then those people also have gone through stuff. And the people that you see that are still standing, that are having levels of success, when you go back, if they were going to tell you their journey, their 20-year journey, that you think, sometimes we think that it happened overnight. We forget that the journey didn't happen in a year, that the journey happened over 20 years. You're just looking at chapter 15. You're looking at chapter 20. But when you go through these people's story, you'll find that the people that have long-term success are the people that were able to handle short-term failure, obstacles, and adversity in their personal and professional life. When you adopt a long-term thought process, it helps you to develop good habits in your life. Short-term thinkers react to their emotions. They react to their feelings. If you're held captive by your feelings all the time, you're going to get in trouble until you learn how to conquer that phase of your life. Our feelings and our emotions at times are going to be up and down, up and down. And when you see people that are up and down, it's oftentimes because they're reacting to their feelings all the time. But long-term people that think long-term, they act based on their vision, despite how they feel. That they're doing things and following action steps of things that are going to get them where they want to be a year from today, 2 years from today, not based on what they're feeling like doing this week, what they're feeling like doing this morning, what they're feeling like doing this evening, what they're feeling like eating in this moment, what they're feeling like saying to this person in this current moment right now. But the people that win long-term are the people that think long-term, because they stop themselves from making bad short-term decisions based off of their emotions and feelings. People that think long-term operate with a mentality that there's plenty to go around. People that think short-term think that if you win, that means that I don't win. That there's no way for you to win and for me to win. That's where you'll see people starting to have jealousy and envy, and you'll hear people say that comparison is the thief of joy. And so try to think about the world as there's so much out there to go get. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care how long that industry has been available. I don't care if people tell you that there's no more market share to gather and take advantage of. the world is in need, especially today, the world is in need of top talent that could perform consistently through adversity, that can think long term and have an abundance mentality more than ever before. And those people that adopt that mindset over the next 60 months are going to win. People that seek out instant gratification, they avoid obstacles and adversity at all costs. We just want to have fun. We just want to, whatever's easiest right now, whatever we could do right now, we're just going to go ahead and do that. But people that think long term, they kind of run towards that obstacle sometimes, run towards that adversity sometimes that they know is probably a necessary step to getting to where they want to go, and then they grow as a result. And you could look at many examples of this. You know, I think a lot of times people don't get good at things because they don't want to be bad at things until they're good at things. And so they never lean into doing what it is that they wanted to do because they didn't want to be bad at it. Most people that are good at it are bad at it. Most people that are good at it were bad at it. Whatever it is, public speaking, whatever your passion is, whatever's in your mind, whatever you're like, man, I wish I could do that. If you could get yourself to just do it and don't worry about short term, I may suck at it. Short term, I may lose at it. Short term, I may look bad. Short term, most people had to go through that process of not being a good golfer before they were a good golfer. Not being a good wrestler before they were a good wrestler. Being willing to say, I'm going to go get out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to be the best one there. I'm going to have to humble myself and show up consistently and lose a little bit before I can become the hammer. I got to be the nail. But I understand by being the nail that eventually it's going to be my turn to be the hammer. And when people see you as the hammer, they forget that one time you were the nail. And so the people that think short term, they always avoid being the nail so much that they never get to be the hammer. And so I just want to encourage you right now in your journey. There may be something in your process that you need to grow into, that you're avoiding, that needs to happen right now, that because you're thinking of your feelings, because you're only thinking short term, you're not allowing yourself to pursue or do whatever is necessary to grow and go to the next level, because you're avoiding that pain that's necessary to grow long term. Life sometimes is like playing a video game, and I'm not a big gamer, but life is like this game where, you know, if you got big dreams, you may have some big devils, but fear not, because it's usually in your power to control the end of the outcome, how you're going to respond, and what's going to happen at the end of the book. And so what happens is we're on level 5, and level 5, the demons that we got to fight, the giant that we got to fight, the people that we got to play on level 5 is a lot harder than the people that we had to play on level 1. The demons and the giants coming for you when you're level 10 is a lot bigger than when you were at level 2. And each level that you got to perform and beat this obstacle and adversity is setting you up for the next level. Because if you can't handle level 4, how can you handle level 10? I know people that can't handle, and I was one of them, that people are saying stuff bad about me on social media, or people are talking about me bad over here, or I'm worried about posting this because I'm worried about trolls or what this person's going to say or how I'm going to look. Well, if you're number one, if you want to go be the best in the world, whoever wins, whoever's fighting in a world title boxing match, whoever's the baddest, whoever's going to be winning the next 185-pound UFC title, whoever that is, they're going to have a bunch of trolls. They're going to have a bunch of haters. If they lose one fight, there's going to be people talking about them. There's going to be memes about it. There's going to be and so if you get paralyzed, you never reach to that level because you're so afraid of what people are going to say about you. But if you can't handle what people say about you locally, how are you going to handle what people say about you globally? Because your dreams, if you're thinking big, are going to put you on a national scale or on a global scale. And that just means you got more critics. That just means you got more haters. And so understand whatever the obstacle is, whatever the adversity is. You know, there was a book out, I think it was Ryan Holiday, maybe was the author, called The Obstacle is the Way. Well, if you think the obstacle is the way, that basically, in short, is thinking long term. Because if you think short term, you never want to go through that obstacle. But the obstacle is the way. What's best for you long term, usually, not all the time, usually isn't always what's best for you short term or what you feel like doing short term. And so we just want to encourage people out there to avoid making instant gratification choices and decisions today that are going to affect your long term in a negative way, and flip that and make the tough decisions today that are going to discipline yourself, that you're going to thank yourself for 5 years from today. 60 months is going to blow by. It's going to feel like 60 days, 60 minutes. 60 months is going to blow right by you. It's based on can you make the hardcore decisions today that we don't feel like making? So lean into it. Thanks for your time. Thank you for the investment of your life. You could have spent time doing anything else, and you chose to spend some time with us in the GRINDcast studio today, and we appreciate that. If you think this could benefit anybody out there, please share this message with others, and we look forward to speaking with you and having you guys listen in again on the next episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.